You found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows. It's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's UBNradio.com.
In the future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate, to live, love, laugh, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Fay on ubnradio.com.
And welcome. You are tuned in to my weekly talk radio show out of the Sunset Gower studio. My name is Dr. Marissa, and you're listening to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here at Universal Broadcasting Network. And we're back in the studio. We were fabulous this weekend out at the Conscious Life Expo at the LAX Hilton, and I had a blast. Special thanks to all the people who read my aura, my palm, my career cards, Dr. Theory, Dee Wallace, the mom of E.T., and we just had a blast. And especially to the, if I can get it right, the Casilia True Alignment Group, too, for all the work that they did on my back. And they're going to be a sponsor, so we'll talk about them more later. And a peace shout out. I got the nicest message on LinkedIn this morning from Marciello out, and he said, Dr. Marissa, all of us here in New York City and California love you. So I love you all back. Thank you so much. And if you are listening on Thursday night, you know I am now syndicated on NBC News Radio, KCAA AM 1050. So if you have friends who are going to miss today, they can always listen on Thursday. And it is, if you can see from the color and the style of my dress, I am wearing a cheapao because this weekend is not only Valentine's Day, it is Chinese New Year coming up. And coming up as the year of the sheep and the ram, so, or a goat. they sort of combine those animals. And if you are going to be 12, 24, 36, or 48, this next year is for you. And what they're saying about this next year is it's going to be rich in positive emotions and intoxicating amorous affairs, which is why I'm also wearing red, because to celebrate Valentine's Day, or if you are not with a partner, it is Single Awareness Day coming up. I brought to you my Valentine's present, someone who's been here already 3 times. She's been on Oprah 4 times, and she's now going to be on the Asian Oprah show 4 times. By the way, stay to the end, and the Asian Oprah giveaway is a facial, so stay to the end of the show for that. But let me tell you about one of my favorite guests who gets so much love from Dr. Marissa listeners. She is dubbed the Love Doctor by the LA Times. Dr. Pat Allen has been on Oprah, as I said, 4 times, CNN, Geraldo, Maury Povich, KTLA, every news station that you can imagine, and is the resident sex therapist on Bravo's hit show, The Millionaire Matchmaker. Patty Stanger's a student of hers and talks about her. In fact, I had David Cruz on here a couple of sexual healing series ago, and he was waxing her praise as well. Her best-selling book, Getting to I Do, is in its 30th printing and has helped thousands upon thousands of people all over the planet straighten out their love life with thought-provoking questions like, do you want to get laid or get paid? And advice like, don't go to bed without a contract. Yes, this will be an R-rated episode, so if you're in the library listening, move somewhere where you can laugh out loud, and sometimes with embarrassment, as I will be doing, because every time she comes on with me, she rakes me over the romance coals. But there's nothing like what Pat Allen says to you that can't straighten out your love life. So that's why I have her on every year. Please help me welcome, without further ado, Dr. Pat Allen. favorite love teacher, Dr. Pat. Did we lose her? She's probably still on mute because I asked her to be on mute over the intro. Okay. Dr. Pat, we will continue to try to get you on. If you can hear me, I want to just remind you that... Oh, there we are. Yay. I'm going to remind...
Stay on the phone.
Oh, good. I'm glad. So we are going to be replayed on Thursday on NBC. So just to warn you, my FCC people are going to find me. So usually you can say anything you want. But today, if you could help me out and not say the FCC rule violators. Okay?
The what?
The language that will get me a $20,000 fine on NBC.
I will speak like none.
No, I don't want you to do that either. Then it wouldn't be you. You know, Oprah calls you the comic mother superior. You know that, right?
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, and I know why. So yes, my sound engineer and assistant producer is so excited to have you on. He didn't get the connection until he saw the pictures that were flashing up of you. So welcome back. How's your year been?
It's been just fine. I'm doing a lot of interesting things.
Tell me.
And well, if you want to know, I'm on LA Talk Radio. I have my own show on Friday night.
Wonderful. I didn't know you started that again.
Yes, we just started it last week.
Fantastic. What time?
7 to 8 o'clock California time, and it's on drpatallen.com. It's an internet show, and I answer questions.
Fabulous. So
I'm glad to support you and your show.
Aw, thank you.
And I'm glad you're allowing me to say my show.
Absolutely. In fact, I should have gotten to you sooner. Maybe we can get her over at Universal Broadcasting Network. I didn't know you were shopping. I would have snagged you. But we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
All right. So, and you are another young year older. Is this the year of the sheep for you? Are you a sheep or a goat?
The what?
Are you born in the year of the sheep or the goat? Do you know Chinese astrology?
I really don't know.
Okay.
1934, 80 years ago, I have no idea which astrological sign I was under.
I'll have to look that up for you. So
that would be very interesting.
Yes, it actually, maybe Jarvis can do it while we're talking. But you're 80 now? I thought you were only 74. Why did I think you were 74? You're a young 80?
Pardon?
I can hear your phone going.
I'm trying to turn off my phone.
No problem. You're 80 years old this year?
There. What?
You're 80 years old this year? You're not 80. I thought you were.
I'm 80.
Wow. You're 80? That's... I thought I was impressed because I thought you were 73 or 74.
I hope you're on a show sometime when you're 80 and they say, don't use the F word.
Yes.
That's like being young forever.
Yes, you are. You're a great role model.
Immaturity helped me a great deal maintain my childhood.
Yes, and your advice for, I don't know anybody who hasn't listened to you, but just in case
I don't give advice. I teach virtue through science.
Virtue through science.
I do not give advice.
Okay.
I choose to believe that God works through nature. I'm not a pantheist, but I do believe that nature tells us exactly how to do, especially in the area of sexuality.
Okay.
So I teach virtue through science.
So what did you learn from nature? That is.
What I learned from nature is basically there's got to be the courtee and the courteur. In other words, somebody's got to chase somebody. When two people chase each other, they're just a couple of rams bashing heads.
Okay. So someone's got to be the pursuer and someone's got to be the pursuee.
Only if they want a successful courtship.
Okay.
If they don't, then they don't follow nature, and many people are, quote, hooking up. Hooking up is so much equality that it dulls romance.
But I've heard you say that it's okay to take a lover on, though.
It's okay to take a lover on if he's been your burnt-out lover from the past, an ex-husband, an ex-boyfriend, who you know deep down in your heart you tried to build something, and now all you are is friends.
Okay. Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits, right.
Okay.
I'm not a moralist, I'm a therapist.
Okay.
What you do is your business,
all right? So you don't have, so there's no judgment, because I have women all the time. All the time they say to me, how is it possible to have a friends with benefit relationship without feeling bad about myself?
You have a lover if you're waiting for the right man, if you've got the right man, but he's not in fruition yet, and you're a horny lady.
Okay. So if you're a horny lady...
And that's what it takes. Libido comes in different percentages for each person. There are couples that have sex once a month, and they're totally comfortable with that. There are couples where one of them wants it every day.
Okay.
And the other one wants it once a week. Remember, you need to be chemically involved, you need to be compatible, and you need to be a good communicator to negotiate an in-love relationship.
Okay.
If you've got 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3, you can't be in love.
So those 3 things are?
Chemistry, compatibility, and communication.
Okay.
If you've got chemistry and you've got compatibility, you're the Fighting Bickersons, but you love to make up. If you've got chemistry and you've got communication, he lives on one country and you live in another one, you're not compatible. If you've got compatible and you've got communication, you are just friends.
Okay. So there has to be the chemistry.
All 3 have to be present, and I specialize in communication. I help people negotiate a 51% valuable relationship. And you know why not 100%? Because I know the Messiah may be coming, and he may even already been here, but I don't know if there are perfect human beings on the planet. So 51% means on the worst day of your marriage and relationship, you know why you're there.
Now, is it possible to develop chemistry?
No. Men are quicker at it because their genitals tell them when they're chemically interested. We are slower because very often we're women's livers and we pick with our eyes.
Yes, that's me.
And when we pick with our eyes, we're picking their beauty so we can show them off to our family, friends, and enemies especially. So I like women. Well,
go ahead, sorry.
There are trophy men too, you know. Now, there are women who basically know that if they pick with their ears, when they first meet this person, I require people to date 3 times, especially women who pick normally with their eyes. I teach them to pick with their ears, like sense of humor, character, politeness, cherishing. I want you to know, and I'm sure you've met, a woman who didn't know she was with the right guy until she had dated him a few times at least. And then she realized he got cuter by the minute.
And that's still my problem. I hate to tell you this. I wanted to come on the air this time a year later and tell you that I was in the love of my life romance after your coaching and doing the duty dating, but I'm such a failure with you. I'm still picking with my eyes. I just cannot seem to, you know, if I'm not attracted as soon as I see them.
I've got news for you. Wait a minute. Attraction is DNA. It has nothing to do with eyeballs. You've had a friend that said, I've met the most perfect man, and you meet him, and he is a royal dog. because you have no DNA chemistry. Chemistry is not what you get with your eyeballs.
Okay.
What you get with your eyeballs is, I want to get laid more than paid. Some of the most beautiful men have no money, no ambition, you see, because their beauty attracts people just like a beautiful woman.
But then I go back to, I practice the law of attraction. Can't I have both?
I got news for you. The law of attraction is you always fall in love with the person that's got the missing part of you in their soul. Have you ever noticed that when you look and find somebody that's perfect, gone to the right school, right religion, right politics, right everything, but there's no chemistry?
Yes, that happens all the time.
Okay. Well, I've got news for you. Chemistry is not a vote of the mind. It's a vote of the body. The body is attracted to a man or a woman, depending on whatever sex you are and whatever proclivity. Your brain decides whether you're straight or gay.
But when I look and I'm not, and I don't, but my body is connected to my body response is connected to my eyes. I can't seem to disconnect
I got
those.
news for you. No, dear, your chemistry is attracted. Your eyes pick sex.
Okay.
Your body picks sex, but your soul picks the missing part of you. Everybody you've ever fallen in love with has brought you a painful lesson. I guarantee it. Because that's the missing part that they're bringing. And the book, The Invisible Partners by John Sanford, S-A-N-F-O-R-D, is a good demonstration. And it speaks also of the gay population, which works under the same premise. DNA is attraction. Eyeballs and ears are part of what you want in the way of compatibility. It has nothing to do with attraction. If you go with somebody that your eyes pick, but there's no DNA, within 3 years, the first year is fascinating. In fact, it's infatuating. Then you enjoy, and then the third year is boring. So a relationship without genuine DNA compatibility, and this is, you know, Helen Fisher set up chemistry.com, why him, why her. Chemistry is DNA. If it's a man who's a little like your dad's chemistry, but a little not like your dad's chemistry, it's very desirable because diversification is good for nature.
There's
we
the
make good
nature.
babies
Okay.
when we're not the same DNA.
All right.
If his DNA is too much like your dad, he's taboo. If it's not enough like your dad, he's an alien.
Okay.
And the same goes for men with women. Exactly the same.
Got it. So if you've just tuned in and you're wondering why this voice sounds very familiar, not mine, because you know you are on Take My Advice, I'm not using it, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. I have my favorite love doctor on the air with me to celebrate Valentine's Day or Single Awareness Day, Dr. Pat Allen, and she is talking about chemistry and the 3 things that are necessary for a great relationship. Let's see if I got it. Chemistry, compatibility, and communication. And she takes her lessons from nature. And I actually have, instead of, because there are a lot of people wanted to call in, and it's like, you know what? It's my show, and I have questions that I've collected. So I'm just going to tell you the questions that have been messaged me, and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. So here's one question. So I flirt, I smile, and the guys do not follow up and ask for my number. Is it okay for me to ask for theirs?
Is it okay for you to chase a man is the question.
Correct.
It's okay to chase the man if you're hooking up, and that means your plates are mine, no building. It's okay for you to chase the man if you're over 50 years old, because if he's over 50, he's a woman anyway, so you might as well chase him.
Wait,
It's
what?
okay
What? Say that again. Unless you're over 50, because what?
If you're going over 50, between 45 and 50, we're going male. at 45 to 50, these guys are running around getting testosterone shots, when the truth of the matter, it's the estrogen in their body that's melting them into crybabies.
Okay, so it's okay for a over 50 woman to ask an
That's
over
called a
50
cougar,
man.
dear.
I do have a question on that one, actually. So
part of the answer.
so cougar.
And
So I had a
nature. Nature.
So I don't. So this came in from actually somebody on LinkedIn. I don't want to be a cougar, but I look and feel and act younger than the 53 years that I am, and the guys my age look much older, and I don't want to be the younger bimbo. What do I do?
You decide that you want to get paid enough to go with a mature man with money and bring him the sensual sexual joy that he wants to pay for.
Become a prostitute?
Pardon?
Become a prostitute? I don't understand the paying part.
You know, this phone is going clank in the night.
Oh, the phone?
I mean, it's jiggling on and off duty.
Oh, dear.
So if I miss a word, ask for it.
Okay.
Now, do you want to ask that question again?
Sure. So you said if you're older, if you're 53 and you find a man with money that appreciates the sensual woman you are and you get paid for it. So I asked you, does that sounds like being a prostitute? You're not saying
I got
be a prostitute.
The only difference between a wife and a prostitute is a blessing, and the prostitute doesn't have to do laundry.
Okay.
It may be a better job.
Okay. So are you telling? Okay, we got to back up because someone's going to ask this question. So again, and you have my assistant producer like laughing so hard he can't run the soundboard. Thank you very much. So a woman that's over 50 is supposed to find a man with money. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
Over 50, 99% of the time wants to get laid.
Okay.
Is Madonna with a man her age? No. Is J-Lo a man her age? No. Tina Turner? Look, pure women are hornier than younger women.
Okay.
And if they've got money, they can afford toy boys.
Okay.
And older men want toy girls. That's why that guy goes with that gold digger hard body, because he's now bonded to her, lost his wife, lost his family, may lose his life with the Takotsubo cardiomyopathy heart. Do you know what that is?
No. Tell me
You
what
know
that
what
is.
that is?
No, what is that?
It's called the broken heart syndrome. When you betray a person, like a man who's going on estrogen midlife, that heartbreak within the first week of being betrayed may cause his heart to fill up with fluid on the bottom chamber, thus setting it up for a heart attack.
Wow.
So if there's a man or a woman with a man listening, if you've got a son, a father, a brother, whatever, and his heart hurts the week after he gets dumped, take him to an emergency ward and have him evaluated for a Takotsubo cardiomyopathy heart attack.
Wow.
Perfectly healthy heart that blows up.
Huh. So heartbreak becomes literal.
And that's called the broken heart syndrome, if you want to look it up on your computer. See what I mean? Everything I do is based in science.
Yes, I see that. I never really appreciated that about you. So, okay. So then I guess the clarity is, because I do have a lot of listeners, women in the 40 to 60 bracket that are single. And what saddens me a lot is many of them say to me, it's really not meant to be for me. Every time I go online dating or anytime I go out and try to meet a guy, it always ends up badly. Either the men are, really old and I'm older, but I enjoy life like I'm much younger, and they are older and want to stay at home, and I still have so much to do and to see, but I don't want to be with a younger man because I don't like to be a cougar. I don't want to be thought of being a cougar. So what's your advice to the women in that category?
I will tell you exactly.
Good.
Be passive.
Be passive.
Attract them with your beauty, your cleanliness, your savoir-faire. Attract them with their eyes do the picking, ears do the picking. So attract with the eyes, and then act in a passive, patient, vulnerable way.
Yes.
Now, for a mature woman, these are ugly, ugly words. Passive, patient, and vulnerable.
Yes.
But for a man, you know, I'm going to quote Jules Michelet in the 1800s said the following: "There is no such thing as an old woman. If she's good, that's virtuous, and if she knows how to love, that's passive, patient, and vulnerable. He reaches the infinite her."
You know what?
There's a book out there called "Why Men Love Bitches." Do you know why men love bitches?
Why?
Because bitches require to be gentlemen.
I'm going to have to get the video editor. Okay. And you know what, Dr. Pat? Do you have, I'm going to take a break and thank our sponsors. Do you mind calling back on a different phone? Because you're right, it is breaking up. So I'm wondering if we can try something else, because that whole last thing that you said sounded super important, but we only got parts of it. So we're just going to come back after this commercial break, thanking the sponsors that made this show possible. And Dr. Pat, do you mind calling back on a different phone?
You call you back on a different phone?
Yes, that would be awesome.
I will call you back on a different, because this one is crinkling.
Yes, it is crinkling. And we don't want to miss anything that you're saying. All right. We'll be right back in 2 and 2.
Good.
Want to feel like a star? Have an event that could use a red carpet? Event Step and Repeat will produce a professional banner or backdrop for you with excellence ×3. First, we provide the cheapest step and repeat banners in California. Second, we focus on speedy delivery with a 24-hour turnaround rate. And third, we want you to be happy, so we provide the best customer service on the planet. Visit us at www.eventsstepandrepeat.com or call 888-377-1377 today.
Is building your own website or revamping your current site on your bucket list? How about finally making that mobile app idea a reality? Are you ready to launch your web or mobile app with creativity in class? Then BDM Creative is your partner in time. Branding development and media specialist, BDMcreative.com can show off your $1 million web or mobile app with affordable price packages. And if you mention Dr. Marissa, you'll receive 25% off your first project, so don't delay. Contact www.bdmcreative.com today. That's www.bdmcreative.com today. And welcome back. We are celebrating Valentine's with my gift to you, the amazing Dr. Pat Allen. And actually, the ad that you just heard, I wanted to just give a personal endorsement to Michael Gonzalez. If you haven't been to my website lately, please do go. That's the number 4balance.org. And I listen. I've had many listeners say, "I love you, Dr. Marissa, but I cannot find the show on your website." So it went down splash page for a little longer than I hoped for, because I I'm always nervous when it goes down, but he over delivered and under promised. So if you have a chance, please do go surf at the number 4balance.org and contact Michael at BDM, Branding Development Media, creative.com today. All right. And we are back.
I'm back.
Oh, yay. And you sound so much better right now. I'm so glad
Good.
that we did that. All right. I've got some more questions for you.
Good. Go for it.
Okay. We're going to talk about sex now.
I thought we already were.
That's true. But I'm going to get really sexy here. Don't use the F word. Yes, I know. Actually, we can't use the B. Don't use the B word either. I'm not sure if that's on the list or not.
Oh, bitch doesn't work either. I was giving you the title of a book.
Yes, we'll argue that point when I'm up.
Okay.
When I'm up there. Okay. One listener said on my Facebook message, I have difficulty getting to an orgasm with a guy that I am really into. We have an exclusive relationship and he is awesome, but for some reason I can't seem to peak. Too nervous, too afraid. I don't know. What should I do?
Well, the first thing I would ask her if I was a therapist, and I am, is who scared you when you were little? Who lusted you? Grandpa? Did the minister lust you? Because if a little girl gets stimulated sexually early, especially before her first period, what happens to her is that her brain gets wounded and produces too many dopamine receptors, too many, like cocaine does. And because of that, when she's near somebody that naturally attracts her DNA, she becomes so reactively sensitive based on the connection between the experience of being lusted prematurely or touched or molested, God forbid, that she equates being chemically attracted with danger. And I immediately refer her to EMDR for trauma.
Okay. EMDR. And what
Eye
is
movement. Shapiro's work.
Okay.
Okay. You know how the eyes go back and forth when you're going to sleep and you're dreaming? We now know that that's paper shredding. That what you're doing is polishing off the imprinted wounds on your nervous system to the best of your ability.
Interesting.
And if you've been traumatized too significantly, you have to go to a therapist who's trained in EMDR to integrate the disassociation between the pleasure of dopamine and the knowledge of the wound.
Got it. I will refer her. Well, she's actually listening today because I told her I would ask that question. But is it for someone? Okay, so I didn't have that trauma, but I have to tell you, as I put the moose on the table for myself again, and full disclosure, I do have this. I am aware that if I'm with someone that I'm not really that into, it's easier for me to reach orgasm than it is for if I'm with someone that I really, really, really think is hot. I don't know what it is, but it's like I get more self-conscious and then I don't feel like I am as attractive as he is. So what's wrong with me?
What you're saying is the more you like them, the more frightened you are.
The less I'm able to relax into a climax.
You know, this phone is doing that same thing again.
Uh-oh.
And this is a different phone.
Oh, but you're very clear on this side.
It may not be my phone. What?
You're very clear on my end. So I'll just repeat my question. So
all right.
So what's wrong with me that I am not able to relax with someone that I think is more attractive than me? I guess that's the bottom line.
Because you haven't built up your awareness of the compatibility. You've hooked up too fast. You've moved on his level of speed rather than yours.
Okay. So I need to, I mean, we were exclusive. We got to that point. I do follow your advice.
No, that's intellectual.
Ah.
I'm talking about your body is safe with him. Nature has created us so that if we're raped, yes, that kills us.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're not seduced and deflowered properly, we are wounded. And that wound does not allow vulnerability. You know, sex for a woman, way back in the Neanderthal age, was almost a guarantee for a danger of death. We have, OBGYNs, we've got all kinds of people now. But sex, more people die of sex and the misuse of sex, whether it's psychological or physical.
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening today is, because men are such quickies and women are not honoring their need for passivity, patience, and vulnerability, that we're rushing it, and that's dangerous for our soul because we're not desensitized to the fear of death through birth.
Mm-hmm. So it's getting to know them more before getting to that point and
It
feeling...
isn't how long you know them.
Okay.
It's how the combination results, how it works out. That it's just the same as secretaries who work for their bosses until they fall in love, and then they've fallen in love with the proximity, with the familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see?
So
I recommend to women, please only make love the way your body tells you is right for you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. So
too many women think that men know what they're doing when they have their quickies. That's simply nature getting more babies for the population.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We women have the responsibility of setting standards.
Okay.
And if we don't set standards, we do things that are scaring our bodies and therefore setting up bad syndromes.
That's a great different frame to look at. It's not a morality issue. It
has nothing to do with morality.
Yeah.
It has to do with the process of defloration. Did you happen to see the movie The Young Victoria?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
Beautiful movie.
Do you remember Albert, the meek and mild guy with the sexy blonde brother?
Yes.
Okay. The reason Albert got Victoria was that he was a gentleman. Mm-hmm. He was an artistic photographer, and she became deliberately interested in photography because the compatibility factor and setting up homes for the homeless and schools for the schoolless, that they literally, he melted her with his kindness, with his gentleness. And I deliberately went to the Getty Museum here in Los Angeles to see the photographic review of Victoria and Albert. Do you know that she was a perfect 8, teeny tiny, until he died? Then she had one baby a year for 9 years, and he died. Then she turned to food. So we think of Victoria as being this big, blimpy woman, when really she was a woman in love who had lost her lover.
Interesting.
Yes, very.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What if a guy doesn't ask for exclusivity? I'm afraid that if I play hard to get, he'll just say it's too much work and go to easier women.
Wait a minute. I don't have my ladies play hard to get. He goes for sex on the first date. I say, tell him, thank you for being attracted to me. I'd love to make love to you. But are you really willing and able to go monogamous no socializing with other women, no sexualizing. Are you really ready to aim for marriage? Because I am. And are you really able to see me regularly every week? And is that where you're coming from? And guess what? 9 out of 10 will say, no, I'm not ready for that. Well, I'm not ready to consummate my wedding night yet either.
So,
but I'm more than willing to date you.
And so then I don't believe this, but I've heard other people say, but Dr. Pat, isn't that like just so old-fashioned? Isn't that just so
Yes,
like
dear.
yesterday?
It's just like all old-fashioned. You know what? Cultures and religions have designed sexual practices, some strict, some looser than others, because they need to protect the act of sex as a progenitor of the population. Sweden doesn't marry anymore. I was on a special series for them because they want to teach their people how to get married again.
Oh, wow.
They're not marrying.
Right.
Marriage is going down.
Yes. Yeah. I've heard that statistic. I actually spent some time there when I lived in Europe. And it's true. Everybody was living with everybody, but there was very little marriage.
That's what I'm saying is, what are you teaching your kids? Remember, governments and countries are built on family units. That is the brick of society. And I don't care if it's one man and 14 wives. Those are his 14 wives.
Right. Okay.
You see?
Yes, I see. If you've just joined us and you're wondering who I'm talking to, it is the amazing Dr. Pat Allen, 4-time Oprah guest and now 4-time Asian Oprah guest. And we're talking about love, sex, and romance as she's my Valentine's present to you, Dr. Marissa listeners. Okay, here's another question. If I take a lover, I am afraid that I will develop feelings for him again.
No.
No.
Remember what I said? The qualification for a lover, it has to be an ex-husband, it has to be an ex-lover, it has to be an ex-boyfriend who you have burnt both ends of the candle with. You are so over romance. Your bodies still like each other, but you know better about building anything.
Got it. And in that case, it's okay to fulfill the extra horniness that comes with age for women. Is the
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Here's another sex
You know
question.
what?
Oh,
like
go ahead.
Victoria, what do we pick? We pick food and booze.
Better to pick sex.
And that's totally turn off.
Yes. All right. What if a guy won't give me oral sex but expects me to give it to him?
That is a little boy who basically wants his mommy to nurse him with her vagina.
Okay.
Now I'm going to give you another piece of science. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Now we know what dogs do when they're chasing a dog with a B name in heat. We do know what they do. What do?
They do the F word.
No, they don't.
No?
They do the licking word.
Oh.
Now, why do men who are men go for oral sex with women naturally?
Why?
Because it's the fastest way to determine the health status of the female.
Oh. I didn't know that.
She won't taste good if she's infected.
What? This is a new one. I didn't know
It's
that.
not a new one.
Well, no,
It's
I mean a new one
nature.
for me. Okay. Yeah. So that.
Now, real men have a natural drive to smell and taste a woman's genitals, but the basis of it is their animal nature. When a man is a natural animal, he goes for sex. God willing, he doesn't rape, but he goes for it.
Right.
You see what I mean?
It's a natural drive.
But a natural man. But a little boy man, he's only looking for gratification. And a woman's genitals are absolutely verboten, ugly, horrible, bad.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's not building anything. He's not giving his babies to anybody.
Okay. So kick him to the curb.
A boy is into gratifying himself at a woman's expense.
Okay. Yeah, kick him to the
Are
curb.
you aware of the power of the tongue on the clitoris?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard.
Oh, yeah, you've heard. You've never experienced it. I got it. Okay. Well, those of us that love it, those of us that are 80 and love it because her 85-year-old boyfriend loves it.
That answers that question. I was going to ask, are you still going out with him? And you are, obviously, in a big way. God love you. All right.
God does love me.
I know. I want to be just like you. I
want to be just like me when I get to be 81.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. So the younger ones, the little boys are not the men that we want.
No, they're not. They're looking for just gratification.
Got it.
Your body is better than a towel.
Okay. Now I have a very a real sex question here. Not that the other ones weren't. Here we go. I had a caller email me and say, I have genital warts, not herpes, but I'm afraid to be rejected and stay away from oral sex altogether.
Yes. She has genital warts.
Yes.
She has vaginal warts.
Yes.
The point is, if a man is in love with you, he'll work with you. He'll go to the doctor with you. You'll find safe ways to have sex.
Okay. So, yeah.
All it's got to take is he loves you, defective and all.
So I think that's the theme that I'm hearing, is that you really, it's not about old-fashioned. It's about remembering what romance and relationships are supposed to be about.
They're supposed to be about a very, very scientific foundation of what it takes for a human animal to make love or to have sex. We are the one animal that can commit a crime and a sin, and sex and money and mind-altering chemicals are the three choices in making a crime or a sin. And therefore, if we know what the science of sexuality is, we can be any religion, be in any country, and understand that integrity is finding the truth of your body, your mind, and your spirit, and standing up for it.
Yes, I hear you. Every time someone asks me why I'm still single, and I say, I want the relationship, but I really, really want someone who is spiritual first, and then very, very close second, extremely successful, and then a very close third, really attractive to me. And then I hear your voice. You're using your eyes. You're asking to be, you want to be respected more than you want to be cherished. And
that's right.
You have to quit being so strong. I mean, that...
You've got to be passive, patient, and vulnerable. You have to present. You have to look in the eyes and smile, but not talk. You have to be healthy looking. Women in wheelchairs can look attended to. They can look clean. They can look dressed. And a man will take the time. You've seen handsome men pushing women in wheelchairs. And that's making love.
Putting the love back into making love. That's my new byline for you.
And putting the love back is following nature's laws.
Mm-hmm.
Nature's laws are God-made.
Right.
Follow them.
Right. So, okay, my listeners will want to know how to find you. So, first, you have a great website, Dr. Pat Allen, right?
drpatallen.com.
Then you do workshops on Monday nights. You're at the theater in Santa Monica. Odyssey Theater. At what time?
7 to 8:30 p.m. every Monday.
It's great entertainment and education all in one, and you will laugh your butt off. And I have been on the hot seat several times. It's only because I would come more, Dr. Pat, but Mondays I always have my girls. But in the summertime,
I understand.
Yes. And then you also do private coaching.
I have 2 offices, one in Los Angeles and one in Orange County. I do a free Wednesday night from 7 to 8:30. I have a belief that if you're making money off people's problems, that's doctors, lawyers, therapists, you owe it to the people that can't pay you to give you to give them the message that has been gifted to you. I believe that every gift we have belongs to our audience or our patients or whoever rather than us. That's God working through.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And that's why I gave it to you last year. I'm going to give it to you again. You are the recipient of Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. Again.
I totally appreciate it.
So what intentions would you like to set for yourself this new year of the sheep and ram?
For myself?
Yes. Because there's
that
power
I
in this.
continue. I just passed my physical, I just had my mammogram, all the physicals that I need, I passed. And therefore, I have planned 3 years. I planned my life in 3 years.
Oh.
And so I think I'm going to make another 3 years. And I pray that I carry the message, as you've allowed me to do here.
Absolutely.
Until I drop dead on camera.
Oh, God. Only you.
I think that's such a dramatic thing. The audience will think it's a joke. That's what's really funny.
You're just out of this world, and I love it. And you're so shy. You're shyer than I am, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Don't forget the following thing.
What?
The only way you know you love yourself or anybody else are the commitments you make and keep.
Beautiful. Wonderful, wise, loving, and romancing the self words from Dr. Pat Allen. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
and
you,
we can hear you on LA Talk Radio on Friday nights.
Friday night from 7 to 8. And the internet is drpatallen.com.
Thank you again. We'll see you next year. And then I can tell you if I am. I've had 3 relationships this year, so I did do my duty dating.
Good.
Yeah. No, I actually had them. Now they didn't last they didn't last that long, but that's okay.
Fill the spots.
All right. Thanks again. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Yes, that was the comic Mother Superior, as Oprah calls her, Dr. Pat Allen. She is beloved, unbelievable. She's 80 years old and still giving us lots to think about, lots to work on for us to have successful, loving relationships. And we are at the end of the show at my Balance Bar, where I let you know what's going on and the Asian Oprah giveaway. Today is a free facial from Shatani at the Shiseido counter at the Nordstrom's in Cerritos Mall. She's my facialist. She's fabulous, and she's agreed to give 1 free amazing facial. So please do go to my new website, new upgraded website, the number 4balance.org. Fill it out on the radio section that says facial, and you will receive the the paper that will give you a free facial. And today is round 44, day 10 on the 21-day fast from complaining. And the balance tip for today is complaining is like wiping your life glasses with a dirty rag. So don't complain, because you can't see any clearer, you can't hear any clearer, and life doesn't look very good from those dirty glasses. If you'd like to support me in building my 21-day Fast from Complaining app, please go to GoFundMe/HRAXLO. And if you missed me on Answers for the Family yesterday, another show, just go to my Facebook page and I'll be posting that. Please become friends with me there. I will be going to Sedona once again for the 5th annual Balance Retreat with Dr. Marissa the weekend after Mother's Day. So it's a great present. You get to save $180 if you register by April Fool's Day. No fooling on that. May 16th and 17th, only $440. So that's it for today's show. Next week, it is, that time of the month, call-ins with Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. So tune in Tuesday at naturally high noon for Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. You're going to listen to the replay on Thursday of Dr. Pat Allen and I on KCAA AM 1050. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
Learned to cry at an early age. People around me, my heart in a cage.